Good afternoon. This is Francisco Gutierrez with RealPros MX, an insurance broker. I've been working since several years on offering health insurance coverage as different insurance coverage options for foreigners, people from other countries coming to live in Mexico permanently. Some may come with at the beginning have a temporal resident card, but they will be looking for a permanent card because their idea is to live here permanently. So for those people is where I always try to get or be able to offer medical insurance coverage because I consider that of utmost importance. In this case, after looking through many different options, I found this product that can be used for our purpose. This product is launched by a very strong Mexican insurance company, Sura, and they are very strong in the finances, in pensions and retirement funds. So there's a very solid company, and they have a product that can be applied for our needs. This product is very agile, meaning that it's easy to get. There are no medical questions, and it can be paid monthly through electronic funds transfer, preferably from a credit or debit card with a Mexican bank account. The eligible ages to apply are 0 to 64 years old, and the policy can be renewed for life. The program is comprehensive because it has a national coverage of a network of hospitals and doctors in the main cities of most Mexican states. So if you get your policy in Jalisco and you travel to Michoacan or you travel to Guanajuato, you will find a doctor or hospital in one of the main cities in those states. Now, the system or this product works through direct payment. The best way to use it is through direct payment using network doctors and hospitals, or using doctors and hospitals in the network. There is a maximum coverage of 1 million pesos. We cannot request for more, or we cannot request less than that. It's 1 million pesos, and that limit applies per each illness or accident. Now, the deductible is 1,500 pesos. It looks very small for US standards. 1,500 pesos is probably $60 as of today's exchange rate, your deductible. But the deductible is important to be clear that the deductible will be applied per each condition or per each accident. Meaning that nothing else that you spend on medical care will be applied towards this deductible. It will be applied towards the payment of each particular condition or accident, and it has to be one of those that are covered by the policy. The program is very affordable because it has individual rates. I put here 3 samples of rates. For females, the rates for males are similar, but not. There are some higher and some lower depending on the age and stage. So, for example, female age 40, the monthly premium is 674 674 pesos, which will be less than $30 a month. Or for a female age 50 will be 569, or for age 60, 934 pesos, which will be about $40 a month. Now, the coverage is broad, includes a lot of things. What is called inpatient services. Basically, all of them are covered, include private hospital room, doctors, intensive care unit, medication, lab tests, studies, ground ambulance, etc. For the females that are in the stage when they can have babies, it will be they can get coverage for birth, C-section, stillbirth up to 15,000 Mexican pesos. Now, their policy has some exclusions that are listed in the policy conditions. Mainly, the main exclusions are basically pre-existing condition. This coverage will not apply for any condition that the person, that the applicant was diagnosed with or is currently receiving treatment for or received treatment in the past for. Nothing that was pre-existing or is pre-existing will be covered. Again, this is not the ideal insurance, but is the ideal insurance for a lot of people because it's a coverage that can somebody, a lot of people can have access to now that was not able to get access to before. Now, some of the main exclusions are oncological conditions, which means cancer, checkups, of course, cerebrovascular accident or stroke, organ transplant, chronic renal failure. Now, one of the reasons why the insurance companies excludes these conditions, I'm putting this in bold characters because these are not normal exclusions, but the insurance company is excluding them because mainly to make this product affordable. The treatment of these conditions may be very expensive, and by taking this out of the coverage, the insurance company makes it affordable to cover thousands of other conditions that we are all exposed to. Now, it's important to be clear that there's a waiting period of 15 days, meaning from the beginning of the policy, the first 15 days, there will be no coverage for any illness except if it is an emergency or an accident that happens during the first 15 days. Then after the 15 days, you will have thousands of illnesses or diseases covered and all accidents. Now, another reason why I make these exclusions in bold characters is because there is a rider that can be included in the policy for a small additional premium that will give you coverage for 100,000 Mexican pesos if you get diagnosed with one of these conditions that are excluded, one of these that are in bold, not for all of them, for this, so to say, 4 conditions: cancer, stroke, organ transplant, or kidney conditions. So you can get a rider paying an additional small premium, and if you get diagnosed with one of these, the insurance company will pay 100,000 pesos. With that money, you can get treated, which would be the best. Go to one of the hospitals in the network because they have a great rates with the insurance company, and those will be you could do more with that amount of money to get treatment for those conditions. But if you prefer to, you can go to any other hospital and use it in the way you prefer. There are other waiting periods in the policy. There are conditions that have specific waiting periods. First, 3 or 30 days or after the first month of coverage, you will have coverage for epidemics, pandemics, or coronavirus. It's a nice thing that the insurance company specifically mentions this situation, because in the past there were epidemics or pandemics were an exclusion, but in this case the insurance company is specifically providing coverage for pandemics or coronavirus after 30 days of coverage. Now after 6 months of coverage, you have coverage for other conditions like gallbladder, gynecological or urinary tract stones. And after 2 years with the policy, you have coverage for prostate, venous, varicose veins, knees, spine, nose, coronary arteries and heart diseases are covered after the 2 years. Diabetes, hypertension or high blood pressure, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus. These conditions are covered after 2 years. And also after 2 years, we will have coverage for HIV medications. Now, it's very important to make a note that is prefer or the best way, or I would say almost the only way to using this insurance program is by using the network of hospitals that the insurance company has agreed with. This is a closed network, meaning that you cannot go to other hospitals. The only hospital that you can go to for using their services, and they have agreement with the insurance company for them to pay directly, so you don't have to pay money out of pocket and then request reimbursement. In this case, if you go to one of those hospitals, there is no coinsurance and will be only 1,500 pesos deductible. If you go to other hospitals, there is a 50% coinsurance and 3,000 pesos deductible. With this, you will be clear probably for you that insurance companies don't want you to go out of the network. Also remember that the network has an agreed set of rates that they have agreed to charge. And if you go to other hospitals that are more expensive and have not agreed with those rates, they may charge you or even overcharge you, but the maximum that the insurance company will pay as reimbursement will be whatever they have negotiated with the hospitals and doctors in the network. So the best way to using this program is through the network of hospitals. Now, the network is in most of the country and in the main cities. We have, for example, Jalisco, where the main city is Guadalajara. And in Guadalajara, we have network of hospitals like CHG, Bernadette, Terranova, and Versalles. I know that there is a CHG in Puerto Vallarta. So those are very close. CHG in Puerto Vallarta is almost the same as CHG in Guadalajara. Now, these are medium-sized hospitals, probably even considered small. They're nevertheless well equipped to provide the services. Terranova is one that has a very nice intensive care unit. I had a client who once told me that he was treated for he has put a stent, or he had a stent put in this hospital, and he told me that the procedures, the practice, and the equipment that they used were the same basically as is a similar treatment that he received in a very nice, very famous hospital in the U.S. So this Terranova hospital is very well equipped to provide treatment for most medical conditions. Bernadette is very, very good also, has very good cardiologist. Versailles is very good for ambulatory treatments, or CHG. So in any case, you have access to good hospitals. These are also part of the network, and probably all of other insurance companies have these hospitals in their network. But in this case, the program for with Zura is using these particular hospitals, and you will need to go through these hospitals in particular, not to any other hospital. Okay, so now I can tell you that these are very easy to get. There is no medical questions asked. So you can get a policy by email or WhatsApp or through this phone call. Applying via cell phone, you can call me in English or Spanish to my cell phone number 33-17-11-6040, or write and send me an email to realprosmx@gmail.com. Thank you.